U.S. shoots down mysterious object near Canadian border? U.S. shoots down unidentified object flying above Alaska? I haven't ruled out anything. U.S. General doesn't eliminate aliens as UFOs mount? What the hell is going on? So of course, instead of taking it for what it is, I mean, let's be honest, if I just took things for what it is, I wouldn't have a podcast or a YouTube. I was a little suspicious, especially when there was really no hard evidence that there was anything in the skies. Nobody else took pictures, and after they shot down these UFOs, they could not retrieve the wreckage. While the government being so open about unidentified flying objects is certainly odd, for me, it didn't really come as a surprise because I watched a documentary, Disclosure, a few years ago, and Stephen Greer said this.
I was read into or briefed on a project that involved an interagency group that had the ability to disclose the ET presence in a way that would frighten everyone on Earth and convince the public that there was an alien threat, which is completely false. It's all a lie.
Folks, before we get started, if you like talking about conspiracy theories, ghosts, glitches in the Matrix, and just weird shit all around, hit that subscribe button, because every week I'm going to be delivering a super random story or random conspiracy theory told in this weird, manicky, over-caffeinated way. And I would love for you to join me every week, so hit that notifications button so you don't miss a thing. What he's talking about is something called Project Bluebeam. When I first heard about Project Bluebeam, I definitely was a little skeptical. And also I thought to myself, if this is true, certainly Project Bluebeam wouldn't happen in my lifetime. But now, so what is Project Bluebeam? Well, according to Stephen Greer, he believes that certain groups within the military-industrial complex have access to advanced technologies, such as anti-gravity propulsion and free energy, that would revolutionize society if they were made public. However, these technologies are being kept secret, in part to maintain the existing power structures. A staged UFO invasion, according to Greer, would provide a convenient cover for the release of these technologies and the consolidation of power under a single global government.
So in the 1990s, I wrote a paper called When Disclosure Serves Secrecy. And what that means is there are two kinds of disclosures that might happen. A truthful one that is also a hopeful one, which is what I gave up my medical career to try to actuate, do. And then there's the one that is spun by the spin meisters in Washington and at the Pentagon and CIA, which runs like this. It's true, the UFOs are real. They are here as a threat. They're violating our airspace. They're a national security and a threat to our sovereignty. I'm quoting.
He goes on to say that in order to do this, the government would essentially slow drip us information. First, that yes, UFOs and aliens do exist. And then slowly, they're in our airspace. They're dangerous. We don't know anything about them. And then C, we need to shoot them down and protect ourselves.
Program, Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, was really designed to do just that. From a national security perspective, identify those things and try to ascertain and determine if that information is a potential threat to national security.
We knew this was going to happen because I had met with people who were in these classified projects, who were on agency committees that had everything set to roll this out, and they were just waiting for the right time.
Another theory is it's just another tool to distract us from other nefarious things going on in the world.
Hi, I'm Tom Green, and forgot to mention the other reason this UFO information is coming out now is because they're trying to distract us all from the fact that we're about to get released the Epstein Island list, as well as what's going on in Palestine, Ohio, with the train derailment and the chemical release of chemicals into the air, which is being called possibly as bad as Chernobyl, and the fact that World War III might be about to start in the Ukraine war between USA, Russia, and China. So that's what's going on. Good to see you guys. Hope you guys are having a great day. There's UFOs.
So is Project Bluebeam even possible? Could they possibly fool the American public on a fake alien invasion? While it is impossible to know for sure what the US government is capable of, there are a number of reasons why Project Bluebeam is theoretically possible. For one thing, holographic technology has advanced significantly since the 1990s, and it is now possible to create incredibly realistic 3D projections of people and objects. And also, the government has a history of using advanced technology for covert operations, such as the development of the stealth aircraft. There are also a number of precedents for the use of stage events to manipulate public opinion. For example, the US government has been accused of using false flag operations, such as the Gulf of Tonkin incident in 1964, a pretext for military intervention. It is also possible that the government could use a fake alien invasion or other event to create a sense of crisis and justify military spending. But there's also a number of reasons why Project Bluebeam is unlikely. For one thing, the logistics of staging something so complex would be incredibly difficult, and it would be almost impossible to keep that project a secret. In addition, it's questionable whether the government would be willing to risk the potential backlash for such a deception. Now, as you may have already guessed, I'm leaning towards the side that is on brand with how the government and high-powered entities work, especially when they couldn't find the debris of the crashed UFOs, which the press is now backtracking and saying they were balloons after all. And sure, to some of you, it's pretty silly to indulge in this crazy notion, and that's fine. Even I realize that when you put it down on paper or say it out loud, it sounds like I've been sprinkling paint chip crumbles on my elote. But the very least, if you haven't heard of Project Bluebeam, now you have. And if all signs start pointing to the possibility that the government might be doing this, then you can see it for what it is and question it. Message me and we can wear our tin hats together. And if it's all BS, if this is one of those rare times that the government is well-intentioned and truly doesn't know what was in the air and can't find it, or it was a balloon, then no harm, no foul. I'll just go back to eating my elote with paint chips. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining me today, everyone. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button, please do so now. And if you are already a subscriber, then have I told you lately that I love you? Have I told you there's no weather balloon above you? All right, I'm done. See you guys next week.
If they were hostile in the way we think of an invading hostile force, that would have been made abundantly clear to us the day we detonated the first atomic bomb. The fact is they have shown remarkable restraint, almost a level of Gandhian pacifism, not to have pushed back. So the threat isn't extraterrestrial, the threat is covert human. These secret projects are an existential threat to Earth, the environment, and to our peace in space and relationship with these civilizations. I remember being at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, where a lot of the Roswell stuff ended up, and it was the Foreign Technology Division of the Air Force. And I was there to do a briefing, and the colonel said, well, what if these civilizations are a threat? He was trying to bring me into that view. And I said, sir, with all due respect, given the galactically stupid things you have been doing, if they were a threat, you would know it by now, and we would not be having this conversation and breathing the free air of Earth. It would have been point, set, match, over.